What's going on, guys? It's your boy Sydney here with you. I don't even know what day it is. It's a Thursday afternoon. We got a little bit thrown out by Anzac Day yesterday, about which I did a video this morning. Guys, before I go into the video today, I just and I'm going to be talking about this at the start of my videos for the next 2 weeks, just because this is actually something that I'm really passionate about, bringing back masculinity, stopping this feminization. And my buddy Stand Up Men's actually doing a presentation on May 10th at 7:30 p.m. in Sydney at 10 Shepherd Street, Chippendale, which is next to Broadway for those of you guys in Sydney. For any of you guys who were brought up without a father around, or who don't have a positive role model in your life and would like to know about the art of solo travel and how to be a man what your father never taught you, learn the secrets of solo travel, how to get out of your comfort zone, tips and tricks on where to go, when to go, and how. Talked about manhood, how to be a man, women in relationships and sex and how they all intertwine and link together, media, manipulation and indoctrination by the mainstream media and movies, health, food and exercise, their correlation and why it's important, money, wealth, what you need to know and what you were not taught at school, value, what it is, in not just in terms of financial and fiscal value, but also in personal value, you as a man, how to overcome depression and fear, which is a big thing, something that I really like to focus on as well, and happiness and fulfillment in general. It will be coffee and cakes free all night, and there will be some freebies given out at the end of the night. Anyway, guys, now that I've mentioned that, I'm going to get into the topic of today's video, which is, and I put the source link in the description below. Now, this woman, right, the title of the article is "Benefits Mum to Use Surrogate to Have 2 more children so she can get more benefits." Well, imagine my shock. A single mother on benefits has claimed she will use a surrogate to have more children, allowing her to claim more benefits and get a bigger council house. Marie Buchan, which is the blonde lady in the photo of the thumbnail, surrounded by not so blonde looking children, if you catch my drift. Marie Buchan, 32, ignored doctor's advice to stop getting pregnant in order to have her 8th child. She now needs a hysterectomy. For those of you guys who don't know what a hysterectomy is, it's where they remove your uterus and all your reproductive organs. But says she will use a surrogate in order to have 2 more babies. Huh, funny that. Surprise, surprise. She said that having 10 children, this single mother, she says that having 10 children would allow her to claim more benefits, estimated to add an extra £70 per week to the state handouts she already receives. Now, for those of you in Australia, £70 is about $140, roughly. Ms. Buchan, who currently costs taxpayers £2,200 a month, which is about $4,500 Australian dollars per month, tax-free, would also then be in line for a 5-bedroom council house, aka housing commission or social services provided house. So she'd be getting $4,500 Australian dollars per month and a free 5-bedroom house, just for being a single mother of 10 and giving those children a wonderful upbringing, I'm sure. Ms. Buchan from Birmingham told Closer magazine, "I was devastated when doctors told me I couldn't have more. I love being pregnant and surrounded by kids and single." That's just my little addition, guys. If I can't have more babies myself, the next best thing would be to use a surrogate. I'll get more benefits too. This is her own words, quote unquote. I'll get more benefits too. It's easy to claim off the state. People might criticize me, but it's my right to have as many children as I want. End quote. Jonathan Isabi of the Taxpayers Alliance said people can't expect the taxpayer to pick up the bill if they want to keep having children. Read more of Mary's story in Closer, out now. Well, guys, I don't need to read more of Mary's story to know that she is a money-grubbing, entitled, self-centered, narcissistic whore sorry if anyone disagrees, but I'm just calling a spade instead of a fucking strawberry. Unreal. Good to see you guys. Live Free, John Boy, Luke Chase, Alice Kumqua, Dave, Irish MGTOW, Dave, all my boys up in the house, Fleming DH. And Fleming DH says, this is the problem with England. The government there rewards selfishness and stupidity. Well, I'd say that's all over the Western world, Fleming DH. John L says she's ruining those kids' lives. Absolutely she is. And Dave says that's what she's modeling to those kids. Absolutely. And Luke Chase says nobody in the media wants to talk about men's issues because of feminists and feminism and the ideology behind it, that men are so fucking privileged when they're actually not. But all of these retards who are teaching at university are teaching people at university that everyone is, that all these males are so privileged. And they're the people that are in university are then going on to work in the media and the government and all of these highly influential positions that these so-called privileged men will never get to work in because they didn't make it through university, because they got accused of a false rape charge or were discriminated against because they have a penis. Something along those lines. Anyway, MGTOW Monk Templar, good to see you, brother. Marcel Harding in the house. So guys, I want to get your comments. I want to get your thoughts on what I've just read to you about this single mother of 8 who wants to have another 2 by surrogate because she's basically been forced to have a hysterectomy because she's used her ovaries and her womb so much to keep reproducing between when she started having babies and the age of 32 as a single mother, that she's actually had to have she's got to get her uterus ripped out basically because it's all worn out. You know, the human body was not designed for this many children. You know, but she just thinks it's her God-given right to have everybody pay for her choice to have kids to all these dads. And she's probably going after child support as well. That's if she even knows who the father is. I mean, look, I'm calling a spade here, guys. She obviously likes the BBC, the big black cock. Look at every single one of those kids. See any blonde kids in there? Didn't think so. They've all got those distinct characteristics that look half BBC. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect. Like, I got some brothers that watch my channel, man. I love you guys. You know? And you guys are the ones that this particular lady is keen for. You know? Y'all got some game. But that doesn't mean that, I mean, I know you guys are watching my channel are smart enough not to give a single mother any extra kids, especially when she's already got a massive harem to begin with. Damn. Luke Chase says, one thing's for sure, more RAM will go until government do change the laws about men who are treated like second class. I don't think I even really need to go on about this story. I mean, it really speaks for itself. This is just the absolute greed and entitlement and demanding selfish nature of these single mothers who are depriving children of a father, who are depriving children of a good upbringing, who are modeling narcissism, modeling greed, modeling entitlement, modeling of a government reliance mentality onto these kids. They're not exactly getting the best start in life, all because she's so selfish. And it's not just this one lady who's doing this kind of stuff. There are plenty of mothers out there, plenty of single mothers out there that are career mothers. They become mothers because literally their vagina is their meal ticket. Their vagina is their tool to extract funds from the state and from the fathers of their children, simply because they open their legs. There's plenty of women out there that don't open their legs, but there's plenty that do. It's the ones that do that I'm talking about. So don't you YouTube reporters go out there acting all like I'm talking about all women, because I'm not. Not all women go out and decide to be career mothers, right? Some women don't want kids at all because they're bought into the feminist bullshit that they don't need no man and that they shouldn't have kids because it's cruel to bring them into this world. Maybe they're right on that one. Maybe they're right. Yeah, single mothers raise girls worse than them and destroy boys. They absolutely do. And if any of you guys watch Bettina Arndt's videos, I strongly encourage you to go and check out the one that she did yesterday with Warren Farrell. One of my subs actually works closely with Bettina. Check her out, Bettina, surname Arndt. And Luke Chase. Australian Army will be weak, full of women, and will die in great numbers if they go on war operation. And you know what? Maybe that's what it takes for the Army to realize that forcing women that are not as strong and capable as the men alongside them. And I'm not saying that there aren't some women in the Army that can give it as good as they get and that can run with the men. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that the women that are being brought into the Army on lower fitness standards with lower requirements, a lower requirement for tenure. I think that the minimum term that women have to stay is half or less than half of that of men. That's a fact. Go and check it out on defensejobs.gov.au. That is a fact. I'm not lying. So, man, Luke Chase spent 11 years in the Canadian Army. It's good to hear, Luke Chase. Good man. Appreciate that. What up, MGTOW? Yeah, MGTOW Monk Templar. Single mom household operation, feminist agenda, destroy men from workforce. Men don't really want to work under cowards. Yeah, look, and Luke Chase was in the defense force and saw women collectively weaker in the Army. You know, and then the guys have got to pick up the slack. But yet the women have to do less. Complete BS. And they get paid the same, of course. Right? Got to make sure that there's no pay gap. Right? Even if you're doing less work, got to make sure there's no pay gap. You know? None of us men have the luxury of going out, fucking a bunch of girls. Like, because we don't get pregnant, right? So we don't have the luxury of going out and having a bunch of sex, getting pregnant, having the kids, and then making the women pay for our choice, or making the government pay for our choice, or making the government give us a house. I've got to work. I've got to save money. I've got to actually get a house for myself if I want a house. Otherwise, I'm going to end up on a mediocre pension for the rest of my life. Right? But if I choose to work hard, if I choose to actually be a contributing member of society, if I choose to build something for myself because that's my only choice, then I get nothing from the government in retirement. Whereas the single mothers will be supported their whole way through their life, even when the kids flee the nest. They will demand that the kids look after their mother. Oh, I looked after you, I raised you. You know, and you're going to look after your poor old mother. You're going to look after your poor mother. Okay. And Dave was in the military as well and said there was only a few and they mostly did clerical work. Well, yeah. Because that's the type of work that they like to do. And I don't begrudge women making choices about what type of work they want to do. What I begrudge is when they complain, right, that they're not getting paid as much as, you know, scaffolders. They say, oh, you know, I get paid less than the average wage in the construction industry. It's like, yeah, well, you're sitting there answering telephones and pushing paper while guys are out there working on scaffolds and high rises and cranes and concreting. Then you wonder why you get paid less. Right? If you were as good at economics as you were at being a victim, then you'd realize you're not a victim at all. Use your freaking brains, moron. What's going on, Elvin Girl? Elvin Girl says if they can't meet the same standard, they don't deserve to be in the army. That's exactly right. And it's good to hear a woman saying that. It's good to hear a woman saying that, because it's not often that we hear a woman admit that. So respect, Elvin Girl. Thank you for acknowledging that. Luke Chase says it's one thing to use a gun, it's another thing to be in a war situation while you suffer from missing all comfort and feel cold, hot, wet, etc. Exactly. And you know, I was actually driving this morning. I can't remember. I was just before I started my video this morning on Anzac Day, and I forgot to mention this. But now that we're on the topic of military, I'm going to mention it. And good to see you, Paul Slack. I saw this army jeep, and like I looked on my temperature gauge on my car for the outside temperature, and it was probably about 10 degrees, 11 degrees Celsius, that is. And there was a guy driving an army jeep with no windows, right? Just an open jeep, just driving it and just taking it like a man. Not bitching, not complaining, just driving and doing what he has to do to get to where he needs to get to. And that's what men are all about. We're about getting the job done and not complaining. Yeah, occasionally we'll complain, but we'll get over it. We're not going to fucking rant about it and have laws changed just to, you know, satisfy our delicate senses. Anyway, guys, go and check out that article that I've dropped in the description below. And I would also ask you to go and have a look at the thumbnail of this video so you can see what I'm talking about. And just remember, guys, single mothers, a single mother a day keeps a comfortable retirement away. Peace.